After 60, everyday meals like lunch with a sandwich or a simple snack can quietly shape how strong we feel on our feet. And yes, even something as ordinary as the foods we trust most can slowly affect the strength in our legs without us noticing. We've always believed that everyday foods labeled healthy are safe for everyone, but for many older Americans, muscle recovery doesn't respond the same way after 60. It slows down, quietly weakening leg strength over time. As you age, your muscle recovery becomes slower and more sensitive to blood sugar fluctuations, making it harder to rebuild strength after everyday movement. That's why eating healthy-looking processed foods can now disrupt leg function and endurance, as shown in recent findings from the National Institute on Aging and Harvard Health. It's not your fault. No one ever explained how certain foods change their effects as we age. But now that you know, you can support your legs and regain strength gently with one smart shift at a time. In this video, we'll name the 5 worst foods that could be undermining your leg strength and show you better alternatives that nourish aging muscles and support long-term balance. It's grounded in nutrition science, explained clearly, and made practical for daily life after 60. You won't need to give up flavor or comfort, just learn what's quietly working against your body and what works for it. So let's take a closer look at the first food that may be quietly working against your leg strength, especially if walking has started to feel just a bit harder than it used to. The worst food number 1, white bread. This may sound familiar. A warm slice of toast in the morning, a soft sandwich at lunch, maybe a dinner roll in the evening. These small familiar moments feel comforting, safe. But for seniors over 60, especially those struggling with unsteady steps or tired legs, white bread could be doing quiet harm beneath that soft surface. White bread is made from refined flour. That means the bran and germ parts of the grain, rich in fiber, vitamins, and minerals, are removed. What's left is starch, fast-digesting carbohydrates, and very little nutrition. And while it may go down easily, it digests too quickly. Much too quickly. Here's why that matters. When you eat white bread, your blood sugar rises fast. It's like dumping kindling on a fire. It burns hot, then dies out. Within a short time, your blood sugar crashes, leaving you feeling weak, tired, or dizzy. For seniors, these crashes can directly affect how your legs feel and function. Why? Because your leg muscles rely on steady fuel to stay strong. Sudden drops in glucose leave them starved even for a moment. That's when you might feel shaky walking to the bathroom, or pause at the top of the stairs, or hesitate when standing up, not because your legs are broken, but because their fuel line has wavered. Beyond that, white bread's fast digestion triggers a deeper issue: inflammation. According to research published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition, high glycemic foods like white bread are strongly linked to increased markers of inflammation in older adults. This low-grade chronic inflammation doesn't scream for attention, but it erodes joint comfort and muscle recovery over time. It can quietly worsen stiffness in your knees, or cause that heavy leg feeling that makes afternoon walks feel like a chore. Frank, 73, a retired bus driver, loved his morning toast. 2 slices lightly buttered, but by 10 a.m., he'd already feel off, low energy, a bit wobbly, as he described it. His daughter, concerned for his blood sugar and balance, suggested a change: swap the white bread for sprouted grain toast. Within a few mornings, he felt more grounded. His energy didn't dip so early, and his legs didn't feel like they were dragging behind the rest of him. This isn't just about one food, it's about the message we send our body. Refined carbs like white bread provide quick energy, but at a cost. They spike insulin, feed inflammation, and leave your muscles without the steady support they need to repair overnight or perform throughout the day. They're easy to chew, but harder on the body long term. So what can you do? You don't need to give up bread entirely, but shifting to whole grain, sprouted grain, or sourdough options can make a huge difference. These alternatives digest more slowly, support blood sugar balance, and provide fiber that feeds the gut, the very system that helps absorb magnesium, calcium, and other nutrients vital for muscle and nerve function. It's a small switch, but for seniors whose legs already feel a bit more tired, whose balance isn't what it once was, and whose mornings start a little slower than they used to, it's a switch that can change everything. And don't underestimate the emotional power of food. Bread is comfort. It's memory. But comfort should never come at the cost of strength. Especially not your leg strength, your independence, your walks, your safety on stairs. In summary, white bread may seem harmless, even nostalgic, but for adults over 60, it disrupts blood sugar fuels, inflammation, and steadily chips away at leg strength, one bite at a time. Up next, a sweet favorite that might be quietly inflaming your knees and ankles. The worst, food number 2. Sugary yogurts. This might surprise you, because yogurt is often seen as a healthy choice. But for seniors over 60, some types of yogurt, especially flavored or fruit-on-the-bottom varieties, can quietly sabotage your leg strength overnight. Most people choose yogurt for gut health, calcium, or a light snack before bed. But not all yogurts are created equal. Many of the popular options on grocery shelves are packed with added sugars, often more than a donut. And when eaten at night, these sugars don't just sit quietly. They spike your blood sugar, then trigger a crash that can interfere with muscle repair while you sleep. As we age, our bodies become more sensitive to sugar fluctuations. That means a yogurt cup that seems innocent can create a late-night blood sugar roller coaster. First, a spike in insulin, then a drop in available glucose. And when your muscles don't have steady access to fuel at night, their ability to heal and grow weakens. You might not feel it immediately, but over time this disruption leads to morning fatigue, wobbly steps, or even that familiar leg heaviness that makes walking feel like work. And here's the bigger concern. Excess sugar can promote low-grade inflammation, especially in joints and connective tissue. For older adults already dealing with mild arthritis or stiffness, this adds an invisible burden. The very thing you're eating to stay healthy might be inflaming the tissues that support your knees, hips, and calves. Let's look at the numbers. A typical fruit-flavored yogurt can contain anywhere from 12 to 20 grams of added sugar. That's nearly 5 teaspoons. According to the American Heart Association, the recommended daily limit for added sugar in older adults is about 6 teaspoons total. So one healthy yogurt could take up almost your entire daily allowance in one small cup. And it doesn't stop there. Many commercial yogurts contain artificial flavors, stabilizers, or thickeners ingredients that may irritate the digestive tract or trigger bloating, especially for those with a more sensitive gut. Linda, 68, used to have a bowl of strawberry yogurt every night. It was part of her wind-down ritual. But she kept waking up with aching knees and an odd sense of heaviness in her thighs. After reading an article about sugar and inflammation, she switched to plain Greek yogurt, added a few walnuts and cinnamon, and within days, her sleep improved. 2 weeks later, she noticed her legs felt lighter when she walked her dog in the morning. The good news: yogurt doesn't have to be off the table. But the type matters. Opt for unsweetened Greek yogurt. It has higher protein, lower sugar, and a slower digestion rate. Add berries for natural sweetness, or stir in a teaspoon of chia seeds for added fiber and overnight blood sugar balance. A sprinkle of turmeric or cinnamon can also boost anti-inflammatory effects without compromising flavor. If dairy doesn't suit your digestion, consider coconut or almond milk yogurt. But again, go for plain, unsweetened varieties. The goal is simple: support your body, not spike it. For seniors who struggle with leg cramps, unsteady mornings, or slow muscle recovery, this small food swap can bring surprisingly big changes. It's not about removing joy from your plate. It's about choosing joy that gives back to your muscles, your balance, your strength. In summary, flavored yogurts may seem healthy, but for seniors over 60, their hidden sugars can disrupt blood sugar, promote inflammation, and quietly weaken leg strength. Choosing plain, protein-rich alternatives helps your legs rest, recover, and rise with greater ease each morning. Next, let's talk about a salty snack that may be draining more than your taste buds. It could be quietly pulling strength from your legs. The worst food, number 3. Processed deli meats. This might come as a surprise, but that familiar slice of ham or turkey you reach for in the fridge, especially when it's pre-packaged, could be silently weakening your legs over time. Processed deli meats, like cold cuts, sliced turkey ham salami, and even roast beef from the deli counter, are often convenient and tasty. But for seniors over 60, they can bring a hidden burden: slow inflammation, nutrient depletion, and even nerve interference. These are the very things that steal strength from your legs gradually and without warning. What makes these meats harmful isn't just the meat itself, it's what's added to them. Deli meats are often packed with sodium nitrates and chemical preservatives designed to keep them shelf-stable and flavorful. But those same compounds can spark low-grade inflammation throughout the body, particularly in your joints and muscles. For someone in their 60s or 70s, this chronic inflammation doesn't always feel dramatic. It might show up as stiffness in the knees, slower recovery after walking, or that dragging feeling in the thighs when climbing stairs. Over time, it weakens your base of support, your legs, and makes daily movement feel more tiring than it should. Let's break this down first. Sodium. Deli meats can contain more than 500 milliliters of sodium per slice. That's a huge hit to your blood vessels, especially overnight. High sodium leads to fluid retention and worsens circulation, which reduces the oxygen and nutrients delivered to your legs while you sleep. You might wake up feeling swollen, stiff, or weaker than usual. Second, nitrates and nitrites. These are preservatives used to maintain color and prevent bacterial growth, but they've also been linked to increased inflammation and even nerve damage when consumed regularly over time. According to the World Health Organization, processed meats are considered a Group 1 carcinogen, and while that sounds scary, it simply means there's strong evidence they contribute to chronic conditions, including those that affect muscles and mobility. Third, protein quality. Not all proteins are created equal. Processed deli meats are often stripped of the connective nutrients found in whole cuts. They offer protein, yes, but without the full spectrum of amino acids needed to rebuild tired leg muscles. Think of it like feeding your body bricks without mortar. It looks like enough, but it doesn't hold together. For seniors who want to protect their leg strength, there's a better way. Try switching to freshly cooked lean meats, roast chicken, turkey breast, or soft-cooked salmon. These provide clean protein with fewer additives and more natural minerals like potassium and magnesium, both critical for muscle contraction and nerve stability. You can cook a batch at the start of the week and keep it portioned out for easy use, just like you would with deli slices. Now, let's meet someone who made this change. Harold, 73. A retired electrician from Milwaukee, used to grab turkey slices on toast every night. It was easy, no mess, no thinking. But he began waking up with swollen feet and aching calves. His doctor suggested lowering his sodium, but it wasn't until his granddaughter showed him how to make roasted chicken with herbs that something shifted. He swapped deli turkey for real slices of roasted chicken breast, low in sodium and full of flavor. After 2 weeks, the swelling went down. His morning walks became smoother, and he said his knees finally felt like they had oil again. In summary, processed deli meats might be convenient, but for older adults, they come with a hidden cost: inflammation, poor circulation, and lower quality protein that weakens leg strength over time. It's not that these foods are evil, but when it comes to aging, strong small swaps matter. Up next, we'll explore a golden, crispy comfort food that's secretly slowing your recovery and stressing your joints. The worst food, number 4, fried potatoes. They're crispy golden and comforting. But if you're over 60 and wondering why your legs feel heavy, stiff, or slow to recover, fried potatoes may quietly be one of the culprits. From French fries and tater tots to hash browns and even home-style wedges, Fried potatoes are a staple in many American diets. They often show up as a side dish, a quick snack, or a favorite comfort food. But for seniors especially, those aiming to stay mobile and maintain leg strength, these crunchy bites may be doing more harm than good. Let's start with what happens during frying. When potatoes are deep fried, whether in restaurants or at home, they absorb large amounts of oil, often the highly processed kind. These oils, like soybean or corn oil, are high in omega-6 fatty acids. In moderation, omega-6s aren't inherently bad, but when consumed in excess, as they often are in the modern diet, they fuel inflammation throughout the body, especially in joints and muscles. And for seniors, that means slower recovery, more stiffness, and a greater chance of chronic pain in the legs. But it's not just the oil. Fried potatoes are also high in acrylamides, chemical compounds that form when starchy foods are cooked at high temperatures. Research from the National Cancer Institute suggests that acrylamides may increase oxidative stress and contribute to nerve damage. This could explain why some seniors feel tingling in their feet or unexpected muscle fatigue after a day of eating like usual. Then there's the blood sugar spike. Potatoes themselves are high glycemic, meaning they break down quickly into sugar in the bloodstream. When fried, their glycemic impact intensifies, especially when paired with ketchup or sugary dips. This leads to fast rises and equally fast drops in blood sugar. For older adults, these fluctuations can cause nighttime cramps, poor muscle recovery, and even dizziness when standing up in the morning. Now imagine having this kind of inflammation and instability every day for months or years. That's how many older adults lose strength, not from a single event, but from small daily choices that slowly chip away at muscle function. But the solution isn't giving up comfort. It's upgrading it. Instead of deep-fried potatoes, try oven-roasted sweet potato slices with olive oil and rosemary. Sweet potatoes have a lower glycemic index, more fiber, and are rich in potassium and vitamin A, both of which support nerve signaling and muscle strength. You still get warmth, softness, and flavor, but without the inflammation and sugar crash. Let's look at Gloria, a 70-year-old retired nurse from Toledo, Ohio. She loved her morning hash browns and evening fries until she started experiencing burning sensations in her calves and stiffness in her ankles. Her doctor ruled out major nerve issues, but her dietitian pointed to fried potatoes as a likely trigger. Gloria wasn't convinced at first. Fries had been part of her routine for years. But after switching to baked sweet potato rounds with cinnamon and olive oil, she noticed her legs felt lighter. Within 3 weeks, she was walking longer distances and even began doing gentle yoga again. In summary, fried potatoes may be tasty, but they're loaded with inflammatory oils, chemical byproducts, and sugar-spiking starches that slowly wear down leg strength in older adults. It's not just about calories. It's about what those calories do to your nerves, joints, and energy. Up next, we'll reveal a breakfast favorite that may sound healthy, but could be setting your legs up for weakness before the day even begins. The worst, food number 5. Sweet breakfast cereals. They may come in cheerful boxes with promises of whole grains and added vitamins. But for older adults, over 60 sweet breakfast cereals could be one of the quietest threats to your leg strength. This may surprise you because for decades, breakfast cereal has been marketed as a healthy way to start the day. A bowl of flakes, loops, or puffs splashed with milk might feel nostalgic, easy, even comforting. But under the surface, many of these cereals are packed with fast-digesting starches and hidden sugars that can wreak havoc on older bodies, especially when it comes to muscle stability and recovery in your legs. Let's break it down. Most commercial cereals, even the ones labeled multigrain or fortified, are highly processed. That means the original structure of the grain has been stripped away, removing fiber and leaving behind mostly simple carbs. As soon as you eat them, they break down quickly into sugar, causing your blood glucose to spike sharply, then crash within an hour or two. For seniors, this crash often shows up not just as fatigue, but as shaky legs, balance issues, or even dizziness after standing up. According to researchers at the Harvard T.H. Chan School of Public Health, diets high in refined grains and added sugars are linked to greater levels of systemic inflammation, a process that slowly degrades muscle function and interferes with the body's natural repair mechanisms. In the legs, this can mean slower recovery from minor exertion, increased morning stiffness, and more frequent muscle cramps at night. And it's not just sugar. Many cereals are fortified with synthetic vitamins, but lack the natural cofactors found in whole foods that help your body actually absorb and use those nutrients. This leaves you full but undernourished, like running a car on poor quality fuel. Your body may feel like it's eating enough, but deep down, your muscles aren't getting the building blocks they need to stay strong. Then there's the issue of satiety. Cereal often leads to hunger just a couple of hours later. That's because the quick carbs burn off fast, and the lack of fat, or protein, fails to signal fullness to your brain. When this pattern repeats high sugar, fast crash, repeated snacking, your body stays in a constant state of blood sugar fluctuation, which slows muscle recovery and weakens endurance over time. But here's the good news. The fix is simple. Swap out sweet cereals for overnight oats, or steel-cut oatmeal with a spoonful of almond butter and cinnamon. Add a few blueberries or chia seeds for flavor and anti-inflammatory support. This kind of breakfast offers slow-releasing carbohydrates, gentle fiber, and a little healthy fat, exactly the combination that helps older bodies wake up, balanced, nourished, and better prepared to maintain leg strength throughout the day. Take Harold, a 73-year-old retired postman from Springfield, Missouri. For years, he started his mornings with a bowl of cereal, thinking he was doing the right thing. But by mid-morning, he felt lightheaded and weak in his knees. His legs often gave out after a flight of stairs. A dietitian reviewed his breakfast and recommended a switch to warm oats with flaxseed and a boiled egg on the side. Within 10 days, Harold felt steadier. Within a month, he was walking to his mailbox without stopping halfway to rest. In summary, sweet breakfast, cereals may look harmless, but for seniors over 60, they're a fast track to inflammation, nutrient imbalance, and muscle fatigue. The packaging may promise energy, but what your body gets is a sugar spike, a crash, and missed opportunity to rebuild strength where it matters most, your legs. Next, we'll wrap up this journey with a powerful reminder. Small choices made with care can lead to stronger mornings, steadier steps, and a life lived more freely at any age. You've just taken a deeper look at 5 everyday foods that might quietly be working against your legs. Foods that seem harmless, or even healthy, but in reality can disrupt your balance, weaken your muscles, and drain your strength little by little, day by day. It's easy to believe that leg weakness is just a normal part of aging, something we have to accept. But the truth is, your body is still listening. Even after 60, your legs still have the capacity to repair, to respond, to grow stronger, if you give them the right support. And that support doesn't come from extreme diets or complicated plans. It comes from simple choices, like removing these 5 foods that may be holding you back. By doing so, you reduce inflammation, stabilize blood sugar, support your nerves, and create the environment your muscles need to recover. You might not feel the change overnight, but step by step you'll notice it. Lighter legs, less stiffness, more confidence each time you rise from bed or take that first step in the morning. Because real strength after 60 isn't built in the gym, it's built in your kitchen with quiet care and daily decisions. Here's to stronger mornings ahead. So here's to you, to your awareness, to your patience, and to the mornings ahead where your legs feel stronger, steadier, and more reliable than they have in years. Here's to stronger mornings ahead. If this video spoke to you, save it. Share it with someone who's been feeling just a bit more tired lately. Or simply leave a 1 in the comments to let us know you're choosing to care for yourself, one plate at a time. We'll be right here walking beside you, one strong step at a time.